Oh, hi. Good morning. It seems to me that there has been too much noise. Everything's happening way too fast in the United States. Um, a lot of noise, a lot of criticism, mockery, um, bad humor, etc. Um, I think that people should start thinking seriously about their position or positions, because I looked at the Democratic Party website and I started thinking, I need to talk about this. I need to talk about the fact that the Democratic Party's website is just a disaster. On their website, they still list, Biden as president. Okay, so you have President Biden who is working on issues as we speak, which is beyond imagination, because obviously he's not the president today of this country. So how can you take seriously somebody who don't even update their website? The website, well, if you open the website, the first thing that pops up, and that's pretty normal, I think it's asking for donations, right? So I'm not sure about the GOP's website. It's probably the same. They're asking for donations. I think it starts with like 40 and then 80 and then $150 and $250. These amounts that I cannot even imagine. I don't have any income, so for me this is like, what? It's a lot of money to ask people for in the first place. But it's hard to bypass a little bit depending on what kind of device you're using. If you're using like an iPhone, iPad, computer, or whatever, it's hard to bypass. Once you do bypass, the only thing that kind of like has any value, so to speak, is the menu that drops down, the menu of the issues, so-called issues, right? And you can see there, like, there's like abortion and healthcare, etc. Issues that are important allegedly to the Democratic Party. Now, if you click on each particular issue separately, you'll find out that number one, the way they're written in a very simplistic, concise style, without any thorough explanations, etc. It's not clear what their stance on the issues is, what their opinions are about the issues, so-called issues, right? And then on top of that, as I mentioned before, President Biden is still the president of this country, so he's listed there that he's working on some of those issues. I will later today open the website and kind of go through the particular go through the information, I should say, on the website to support my particular points that I just made. But it's not hard to see if you go to their website to see that it's outdated. It's chronologically incorrect, and it's not serious. I mean, it's easy to criticize somebody. Yes, I'm not speaking about Trump at all. I'm not speaking about Trump in this video at all. I don't care at this point. I'm just saying, I have been wondering who are the candidates for 2028, right? 2027, I should say. It's next year, really. The election. So as they say, it's around the corner. That's what happens in this country. In this country, it's like it's always about electing some some guy is president, and then complaining about him, always him, right? Complain about him and his performance, and then getting nostalgic later about people like Barack Obama, who everybody's praising now for being a great speaker. In my opinion, he's not a great speaker at all. He's not good at spontaneous speeches at all. So that's a different topic, of course, but nevertheless, I think before we criticize, we should first look at what the other party has to offer. And when I previously criticized a little bit the Democratic leaders for the fact that they all became millionaires and close to almost like billionaires, like Nancy Pelosi, for example. You can say that she has $500 million with a B, right? $500 million, $400 million. There is no possible way that Nancy Pelosi would understand what poor people in this country are going through, and nevertheless, she is the leader on many issues, and she's been the leader on many issues in spite of her age, or maybe thanks to her age, I should say. Regardless, what I'm interested in, it's the criticism aside, because that criticism is valid in my opinion, but the criticism aside about, like, for example, Barack Obama has never run a business, but he has $250 million, right? I guess the hope worked for him, the hope message, I should say. But anyways, with all that said, I'm just again drawing your attention to the website of the Democratic Party, which is outdated. I don't think they have any candidates that are serious candidates for president, which is a shame. They have practically very little to offer, and they're not different when it comes to not caring for the poor, not caring for the middle class, to pretend that you do is just shameful, and they're no different that really than the GOP. So yeah, I'll look into the website a little later in more detail. Have a good day.